The main reason I play GTA Online is because of the cars. There's a wide variety of vehicles from different categories and brands to choose from, and most of them look good and are fun to drive. Today, I've decided to share a list of the best looking cars in GTA Online. Keep in mind that this list is based on my personal taste. And if you think I missed any of the best looking cars, let me know in the comment section below. Starting off, we have the 10F Widebody. It's a sports car and the Benny's version of the Obey 10F. You can buy the standard 10F for $1,675,000 from the Legendary Motorsport or Benny's Original Motorworks website, and then convert it to the wide-body variant at Benny's Motorworks for $575,000. When it comes to design, the 10F Widebody draws inspiration mainly from the 2018 Audi R8 facelift, while its widebody kit is inspired by the first-gen Audi R8 Liberty Walk widebody kit. In the next spot, we have the Ocelot XA21. It's a supercar and one of the best-sounding cars in the game. This car is one of my favorites and one of the fastest supercars in the game, but unfortunately, it has been removed from the website. It used to be available for purchase on the Legendary Motorsport website for $2,375,000. The XA21 is primarily based on the Jaguar CX-75 concept car, with elements inspired by the McLaren P1 and the 2014 Jaguar F-Type. Next up, we have the Sentinel Classic. Despite its name, it's a sports car, and one of the best-looking cars in the game in my opinion. This car is available for purchase for $650,000, or at a trade price of $487,500 from the Southern San Andreas Super Autos website. I might be a bit biased in adding it to this list because the car it's primarily based on is one of my all-time favorites cars, which is the BMW E30 M3. In the fourth spot, we have the Pegasi Tempesta. It's a supercar with great handling, and it's one of the fastest cars in the game. This car looks amazing, and you can purchase it for $1,329,000 from the Legendary Motorsport website. The Tempesta is primarily based on the Lamborghini Huracan, and also draws significant inspiration from the 2010 Lotus Esprit concept. The side of the car is mainly based on the Lamborghini Centenario and the second-generation Ford GT. In the fifth spot, we have the Shater V12. It's a four-door sedan, and probably your favorite sedan in the game. I'm not a big fan of its front appearance, but the rear end looks amazing. It deserves a spot on this list because the rear end is what we see most of the time while driving a car. And you can purchase this car for $116,000 from Legendary Motorsport website. The Shater V12 is primarily based on the Brabus EV12, with the rear of the car inspired by the Mercedes-Benz E-Class W212, and the front mostly influenced by the Mercedes-Benz C216. Next up, we have the Cheetah Classic. It's one of the best-looking sports classic cars in the game, and you can buy it for $865,000 from the Legendary Motorsport website. One of the reasons I like this car is its pop-up headlights, and there are only a few cars with pop-up headlights in the game. Cheetah Classic is confirmed to be in GTA 6, and is primarily based on the Ferrari Testarossa, with elements inspired by the Ferrari 328 and the BMW M1. Moving on to the next spot, we have the Rebla GTS. It's in the SUV class, and I think it's the best-looking SUV in the game. However, I'm not a big fan of its taillight design. It's also a fast vehicle and ranks in the top 10 fastest SUVs in GTA Online. If you want one, you can buy it for $1,175,000 from the Legendary Motorsport website. It's primarily based on the fourth-generation BMW X5, with the side profile mostly inspired by the 2016 Jaguar F-Pace and the Range Rover Velar. Next up, we have the Truffade Thrax. It's a supercar that was introduced in the Diamond Casino and Resort DLC. It's one of the best-looking cars, and my favorite Truffade in the game. Performance-wise, it's a good vehicle, but its top speed is too low, and you can buy it for $2,325,000 from the Legendary Motorsport website. The Thrax is primarily based on the Bugatti Divo, with its side profile mostly inspired by the Bugatti Chiron, and the rear influenced by the Ital design Zeruno. In the next spot, we have the Infernus Classic. It's my second favorite sports classic car, and one of the best looking cars in my opinion. However, performance-wise, it's not that great, but it's fun to drive. You can buy this car for $915,000 from the legendary motorsport website. It also has pop-up headlights, and maybe I'm again a bit biased in choosing this car because it's based on one of my favorite cars, the Lamborghini Diablo, and its side profile is mostly inspired by the Cheetah V16T. In the 10th spot, we have the Eleg Retro Custom. It's a sports car and the Benny's version of the Eleg RH8. You can buy the RH8 for free on Benny's Original Motorworks website and then convert it to the Retro Custom variant for $904,000 at Benny's Original Motorworks. This car looks amazing, and it's my favorite Benny's vehicle in the game. When it comes to the design, it's a combination of 3 legendary skylines: the R32 GTR, R33 GTR, and R34 GTR. We're halfway through the list. If you've enjoyed the video so far, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more videos like this. In the 11th spot, we have the 8F Drafter. It's a sports car with pretty good handling and speed. This car has a cool exhaust note, and it's fun to drive. The side and rear views of this car are super cool. However, I think the grille design could be a bit better. If you want to buy this car, it's available at the legendary motorsport website for $718,000. The 8F Drafter is primarily based on the 2018 Audi RS5 Coupe, with the front mostly inspired by the Ford Mustang Shelby GT 350 and BMW M4 CS F82. Next up, we have the Bravado Gauntlet Classic. It's a cool-looking 2-door muscle car with pretty good handling and acceleration. However, it's not one of the faster muscle cars in the game. You can buy it for $615,000 from the Southern San Andreas Super Autos and Benny's Original Motorworks websites. And it can also be converted to the custom variant at the Benny's Original Motorworks. The Gauntlet Classic is primarily based on the first-generation Dodge Challenger, with its side profile mostly inspired by the 1970 Plymouth Barracuda. Next in line, we have the Pren T20. It's a supercar, and probably the most well-known supercar in the game. It's my favorite car in single-player mode, and also one of my favorites in GTA Online. This car is also one of the fastest in the game, and if you want to buy it, it's available on the legendary motorsport website for $2,200,000. The T20 is primarily based on the McLaren P1, with the front mostly inspired by the McLaren MP412C and the rear inspired by the Ferrari 488 GTB. In the 14th spot, we have the Turismo Classic. It's another car with pop-up headlights, and it's my favorite sports classic car in GTA Online. This car has HSW upgrades available, which make it the fastest sports classic car in the game. It's available for purchase for $705,000 from the legendary motorsport website. The Turismo Classic is primarily based on the Ferrari F40, with some elements of its body inspired by the Ferrari Testarossa and the Ferrari F40 LM. Next up, we have the Schlagen GT. It's a fun-to-drive sports car, and used to be my daily driver for most of my playtime. It's a cool and unique looking car, and one of my favorites in the game. This car also has a pretty cool exhaust note, and if you want to buy it, you can find it on the legendary motorsport website for $1,300,000. The Schlagen GT is primarily based on the Mercedes AMG GT, with elements inspired by the BMW Z4 concept and Porsche 991 GT3. In the next spot, we have the Itali RSX. It's a sports car that was the fastest in its class when it was first released, but later, Rockstar nerfed it. Despite this, it remains in the top 10 fastest sports cars in GTA Online, and you can buy it for $3,465,000, or for a trade price of $2,598,750 on the legendary motorsport website. The Itali RSX is primarily based on the Ferrari SF90 Stradale, with the rear inspired by the Ferrari F8 Tributo and the side profile influenced by the Pininfarina Battista. Moving on to the next spot, we have the Terrero EXO. It's a supercar with quite impressive acceleration and top speed. If this car had better handling, it would easily climb into the top 10 fastest supercars in GTA Online. If you want to buy it, it's available on the legendary motorsport website for $2,890,000. I think this is the best looking supercar in GTA Online, and it's no surprise since it's primarily based on the 2022 Lamborghini Countach LPI 800-4. Next up, we have the Dominator GT. It's a muscle car that was released in the Tuners DLC, so it obviously has good customization options available, and it's a fast and fun to drive car. This is the best looking muscle car in my opinion. It's available for purchase at $1,220,000, with a trade price of $915,000 from the Southern San Andreas Super Autos website. The Dominator GT is primarily based on the 1969 Ford Mustang, with its front appearance influenced mainly by the 1967 Ford Mustang and the 1970 Pontiac Firebird. In the next spot, we have the Cipher. It's a sports car that was released in the Tuners DLC. I still remember how excited I was when I first saw it in the DLC trailer. The car was super fast when it first came out, but unfortunately, Rockstar nerfed all of the tuner cars. If you want to buy it, it's available on the Legendary Motorsport website for $1,550,000, with a trade price just over $1.1 million. The Cipher is primarily based on the BMW M2 CS and features some front and rear elements inspired by the first-generation Mercedes-AMG GT and AMG GT 4-door coupe. Last but not least, we have the Comet S2. It's another sports car that was released in the Tuners DLC, and I think it's the most highly customizable car in GTA Online, aside from Benny's vehicles. This car has good acceleration and top speed, but the handling is horrible. If you want to buy it, it's available on the Legendary Motorsport website for $1,878,000, with a trade price just over $1.4 million. The Comet S2 is primarily based on the 7th generation Porsche 911, with some elements inspired by the Porsche 718 Cayman GTS and the 2nd generation Porsche Panamera. That's it for this video. If you think I missed any good-looking cars in GTA Online, please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.